A garage door opened, slowly, squeaking hinges. Bright California sunlight flooded in. A visitor stepped inside, expected to find cars, maybe motorcycles, what everyone knew Steve McQueen loved. But this was different. The walls were covered, not with posters, not with trophies, with tools, hundreds of tools, wrenches, hammers, welding equipment, metal pieces everywhere, half-built engines, motorcycle frames stripped down to nothing, and in the center of it all, covered in grease, wearing old jeans and a t-shirt, was Steve McQueen. Not the movie star, not the cool guy in sunglasses, just a man, building something, with his hands. He didn't notice the visitor at first, too focused, a blowtorch in his hand, welding two pieces of metal, sparks flying, the smell of burning steel. When he finally looked up, pulled off his welding mask, he wasn't embarrassed, wasn't trying to hide, just smiled, that famous Steve McQueen smile.
"You caught me," he said. "This is what I really do, when nobody's watching. This is who I really am."
That garage, that moment, that confession, it tells you everything about Steve McQueen, the man Hollywood called the king of cool, the biggest movie star of the 1960s and 70s. But in that garage, he wasn't a star. He was a mechanic, an engineer, a builder, and that's exactly how he wanted it. Steve McQueen wasn't born cool. He was born poor. March 24th, 1930, Beech Grove, Indiana. His father left before he was born. His mother was an alcoholic, couldn't take care of him. So Steve was passed around. Relatives, foster homes, reform school. A childhood nobody would want. A childhood that taught him one thing: trust yourself, rely on yourself, because nobody else will be there. At 14, he joined a gang, stealing, fighting, headed nowhere good. But then, something saved him. His uncle took him in, had a farm, put Steve to work, hard work, fixing tractors, repairing fences, working with tools, working with his hands, and Steve loved it, really loved it. Not the farm, but the work, the building, the fixing, the creating.
"When I work with my hands," he told his uncle, "I understand things. I control things. It makes sense."
At 17, he joined the Marines, served 3 years, got in trouble, a lot, but learned discipline and learned more about engines, vehicles, how things worked. When he got out, he drifted. No plan, no direction, ended up in New York, odd jobs. Then someone suggested acting. "You gotta look," they said. "Try it." Steve shrugged. Why not? He was good, natural, not trained, just real. Hollywood noticed. 1958. The Blob. His first big film. Then The Magnificent Seven. The Great Escape. Bullet. One hit after another. Steve McQueen became a superstar. The cool guy, the rebel, the one who did his own stunts, who drove fast, who didn't take orders from anyone. America loved him, the world loved him, but Steve hated it. Not the acting, that was fine, but the fame, the attention, the fakeness of Hollywood, the phoniness, the pretending.
"Everyone wants Steve McQueen the movie star," he said. "Nobody wants Steve, just Steve, the guy who likes to fix things."
He bought a house in the Hollywood Hills, nothing flashy, nothing showy, but it had something Steve needed. A big garage, 2-car, no, 3-car. And he filled it. Not with expensive cars, well, some expensive cars, but mainly with projects. Motorcycles that needed rebuilding, engines that needed fixing, parts and pieces and tools, everything he needed to create, to build, to be the person he really was. Most days after filming, Steve wouldn't go to parties, wouldn't go to clubs, would go straight home, change into work clothes, go to the garage, and disappear for hours, sometimes all night. His wife would call, "Steve, dinner's ready." He'd yell back, "Give me 10 minutes." 2 hours later, he'd still be there, hands black with grease, shirt covered in oil, but happy, really happy, doing what he loved. What was he building? Motorcycles mostly. Custom motorcycles. He'd take a stock bike, a Triumph, a Husqvarna, strip it down completely to bare metal, then rebuild it, but better, lighter, faster, more responsive. He'd modify the engine, change the exhaust, adjust the suspension. Every detail mattered. Every piece had to be perfect, not because anyone would see it, but because Steve would know, and that was enough. Friends would visit, other actors. "Steve, you're a millionaire. You could buy any bike you want. Why are you building them?"
Because this is real. This matters. Out there, it's all pretend. I pretend to be someone else. I say words someone else wrote. I do things for a camera. But here, this is real. This metal is real. This work is real. When I build something with my hands, it exists. It's mine. Nobody can take that away.
Racing became his obsession. Motorcycle racing. Not for fame, not for attention, under a fake name. As a nobody, he'd enter amateur races, small tracks, wear a helmet that covered his face. Nobody knew it was Steve McQueen. They just saw another rider, another guy who loved bikes. And Steve would race. Hard, dangerous, fast. Not to win necessarily, but to feel alive, to feel free, to escape being Steve McQueen the movie star, and just be Steve, a guy on a bike. One race, he crashed. Bad crash. Broke his collarbone. Ribs.
Manager: "Steve, you're under contract. You can't risk your life like this. The studio will sue." Steve: "Then they sue. I'm racing." Manager: "Why? Why risk everything for this?" Narrator: Steve thought, then answered, "Steve, because when I'm on that bike, I'm free. Really free. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody cares. I'm just another rider. That's all I've ever wanted to be. Just another guy."
In the garage, Steve wasn't just building bikes. He was building himself. The self Hollywood tried to destroy. The self fame tried to erase. Every weld was an affirmation. I'm real, I exist, I matter, not because I'm in movies, but because I can create, I can build, I can make something from nothing. He started inviting troubled kids to the garage, kids like he'd been, from bad homes, bad situations, no direction. He'd teach them how to use tools, how to fix engines, how to build.
Look, he'd tell them, I don't care about your past. I don't care what you did. In here, all that matters is the work. Can you hold a wrench? Can you learn? Can you focus? If you can do that, you can do anything.
Some of those kids turned their lives around, got jobs, got skills, got hope, because Steve McQueen took time, in his garage, to teach them what nobody taught him, that your hands can save you. Hollywood friends couldn't understand. "Steve, you're wasting time with these kids. You should be networking, building your career."
My career is fine, but these kids, they need this. I needed this. When I was their age, nobody gave me a chance. Nobody taught me. If I can help one kid, just one, find what I found in this garage, then it's worth it.
The garage became famous, not publicly, but among those who knew. McQueen's garage, where the movie star disappeared, where Steve appeared. Word spread. Other actors who felt fake, who felt lost, would ask to visit, to see, to understand. This is what's missing, they'd say. Something real, something that matters. Exactly. Find your garage. Find your thing. The thing that makes you real. Not the character, not the performance. You, the real you. By the 1970s, Steve McQueen was at the peak of his fame. The highest paid actor in Hollywood. The coolest man alive. But he spent more time in that garage than on any movie set. "Steve, we need you for publicity, for interviews, for appearances. You got me for filming. The rest of my time is mine, and I'm spending it in my garage." They couldn't believe it. The biggest star in the world, choosing to be alone, with machines. But Steve didn't care. This wasn't negotiable. In 1979, Steve was diagnosed with mesothelioma, lung cancer, terminal, caused by asbestos exposure, probably from his time in the Marines, or from working in garages all those years, breathing in fumes, dust, particles. the very thing he loved, killing him.
I'd rather have 10 years in that garage than 50 years pretending to be someone I'm not.
He kept working, as long as he could, building, creating, fixing, even when he could barely stand. When the pain was unbearable, he'd go to the garage, put on his work clothes, pick up a wrench, and for those few moments, the cancer didn't matter. The pain didn't matter. He was doing what he loved, being who he was. Steve McQueen died November 7th, 1980. He was 50 years old, too young, too soon. The world mourned. The king of cool was gone. But after he died, people discovered something. In his garage, dozens of completed motorcycles, bikes he'd built, customized, perfected. Each one a work of art, each one a piece of himself. Not for sale, not for show, just because he loved it, because it was real. Today, people remember Steve McQueen, the movies, Bullet, The Great Escape, the Thomas Crown Affair, the cool car chases, the iconic style, and they should. He was a legend. But if you really want to understand Steve McQueen, you need to know about the garage, about what he built there, about who he became when nobody was watching. When you're over 50, you understand this. You've lived long enough to know. The person you are in public isn't always the person you are in private. And the private person? That's the real one. The one that matters. Steve McQueen knew that. And he fought to protect it. That garage was his sanctuary, his truth, his escape from being Steve McQueen, so he could just be Steve. Maybe you have a garage too. Not literally, but a place, a hobby, a passion, something you do when nobody's watching. That makes you feel real. That reminds you who you are beyond your job, beyond your role, beyond what people expect. Whatever it is, protect it, prioritize it, because that's where your truth lives. That's where your real self exists. Steve McQueen taught us to be cool, but he also taught us something deeper, something he lived every day in that garage. Being cool isn't about image, it's about authenticity. It's about doing what you love, not because it impresses anyone, but because it makes you real, because it makes you you.
When I work with my hands, Steve said, I'm free, really free. Not Steve McQueen the movie star, just Steve. And that's all I ever wanted to be. For stories about staying real, don't forget to follow